Over the past 7 years, I've built a $35 million business, and it's not been easy at all. I finished my MBA, and when my classmates went to their six-figure jobs, I decided to create a startup, and my partner did not think it was a great idea. After all these years of grind, here's everything I've learned as a founder and what you may or may not want to do if you want to build your own 8-figure business. By the end of this video, you'll understand the exact framework we use to make every marketing dollar count and how we leverage remote work to build a scalable business model. These are strategies you can apply whether you're stuck at 10K or 10 million in revenue. When we got accepted into the UC Berkeley Skydeck Accelerator in early 2020 with just $100,000 in funding, we knew we couldn't afford to waste a single dollar. We weren't like those venture-backed startups burning through millions trying to create demand where none existed. We had to be surgical, precise, and brutally efficient with every decision we made. And let me tell you, nothing makes you efficient quite like being broke. The first thing we did was get obsessively clear on our value proposition. Wing Assistant offers remote talent for small and medium-sized companies looking to outsource tasks and delegate work. But we're not just another virtual assistant provider. We built a managed marketplace with proprietary software that makes outsourcing efficient and secure. That distinction mattered because it changed how we positioned ourselves in the market. We weren't just selling bodies to do work. We were selling an actual solution to the chaos of managing remote teams. Our customers were SaaS startups, marketing agencies, e-commerce businesses, etc. Basically, any SMB that needs to scale its operations without proportionally increasing its overhead costs. Through extensive customer discovery in those early stages, we dove deep into understanding what made our ideal customer tick. What were their pain points? What language did they use when searching for solutions? What objections prevented them from pulling the trigger, etc. This research led us to a crucial insight that shaped our entire growth strategy. We needed to grab bottom-of-funnel traffic. Instead of trying to educate people about why they needed virtual assistants or creating demand from scratch, we focused exclusively on people who were already searching for the solution we provided. Think about the difference in intent. Someone scrolling through Facebook who sees an ad for virtual assistants might think, yeah, that's interesting, and then they keep scrolling. But someone typing how to hire a VA or how to get remote talent into Google search, that person has a problem right now and is actively looking for a solution. That's the person we wanted to reach. So we doubled down on Google search campaigns. We mapped the entire keyword universe for virtual assistants, remote talent, outsourcing, and task delegation. Every variation, every long tail keyword, every question someone might ask when they are ready to solve this problem. We made sure Wing Assistant showed up for everything. This wasn't some sophisticated strategy that required massive budget. It was about being intentional and focused. We didn't try to compete with billion-dollar brands for top-of-funnel awareness. We positioned ourselves exactly where people were ready to buy and make a decision. It's like setting up a lemonade stand right outside a marathon finish line instead of some random neighborhood. Go where the thirsty people are. But getting the traffic is only half the battle. Most companies fumble here. They get the people to their website and then make it ridiculously difficult to actually buy anything. They require form fills, force people to wait for callbacks, create all this friction in the buying process. We did the opposite. On our website, we set up 3 distinct paths to purchase, and this is where being bootstrapped actually worked in our favor. As 4 co-founders, we had the manpower to be hyper-responsive in ways that a typical startup with 1 or 2 founders couldn't match. When you have 4 people, you can actually cover things 24/7 without completely destroying your health. Path 1 was the traditional demo setup. We used Calendly to make it dead simple. Someone interested could set up a time and speak directly with us about their needs at their preferred time. No gatekeeping, new sales development reps reading from scripts they barely understand, just straight to the founders who actually built the product and could answer any question. Path 2 was a website chat. We used Freshchat, and we didn't use it like most companies do, where messages sit unanswered for hours or get routed to some outsourced support team that can't really help. As co-founders, we worked in shifts to ensure someone was always available, 24/7. A lead coming in at 2 a.m., one of us was there to respond within minutes. This meant we took turns having terrible sleep schedules, but it worked. Path 3 was the most unconventional and honestly one of our biggest competitive advantages: direct purchase. You could literally buy our service right there on the website without talking to anyone. This was unique in the industry for virtual assistants, where most competitors made you fill out inquiry forms and wait for days to get a response. We eliminated all of that friction. If someone wanted to give us their money, we would make it as easy as humanly possible. Remote work wasn't just our business model, it was our entire business advantage. While traditional staffing agencies had massive overhead costs with physical offices and local talent pools, we tapped into the global remote work revolution. We recruited talent from Latin America, the Philippines, India, and that allowed us to offer exceptional quality at competitive prices. But more importantly, being a remote-first company ourselves meant we understood the challenges our customers faced when managing remote teams. We weren't just selling virtual assistants, we were selling the software and processes that made remote work actually work. When you're managing a distributed team across multiple time zones, you learn quickly what matters and what doesn't. That's why we built our platform to handle time tracking, task management, secure access, all the operational headaches that come with distributed teams. We weren't theorizing about what remote teams needed. We knew because we were one ourselves. The timing could not have been better. We launched right as the pandemic forced companies worldwide to embrace remote work. Suddenly, businesses that never considered outsourcing were desperately looking for ways to maintain productivity with distributed teams. The market literally came to us. I'm not going to pretend we planned for this, but we definitely didn't waste the opportunity we were presented. By focusing on bottom-of-funnel traffic and making it incredibly easy to purchase, we started converting efficiently. But conversion is only half of the equation. We needed to track everything obsessively to understand what was working and what was not. If you're running a business and wondering whether remote talent could help you scale more efficiently, we offer free consultations where we break down exactly how virtual assistants could integrate into your specific operation. You can schedule a time with the link in the description. No pressure, just a conversation about what's possible for your business. This is where things get technical, but stay with me because this is where the real magic happened. Most founders know they should track conversions, but very few set it up properly. We used Google Tag Manager, which is basically a piece of script on your website that records user actions. If you've never heard of it, don't worry. When I asked the audience at a conference during a talk I gave, about a third of the people raised their hands. You're in good company. The straightforward conversions were easy to track. Someone goes through our checkout, enters their credit card information, and completes the purchase. Google knows exactly what happened when fed that data. Perfect customer acquired, here's the revenue, here's where it came from, do more of that. Beautiful and simple. Demo setups were trickier. When someone booked a Calendly call, that was a positive signal, but only about 40% of demo leads actually converted to paying customers. So how do we tell Google what these leads are worth? We had to do some math. By tracking how many demos converted over time, we could assign an approximate value to each demo booking, and we fed that into Google's algorithm. Not perfect, but good enough to optimize the traffic we're getting. But the website chat conversions, that's where we had to get really creative. And this is the part that most companies never figure out. It's also the part I'm most proud of because, amazingly, it worked. When someone chats with us, everything happens on their end in their browser. The Google Tag Manager script can see that they opened the chat as well as the conversation. However, it does not know if this conversation is going anywhere. It doesn't know if we qualified them as a legitimate lead or if they were just someone looking for a job themselves. So I had an idea. What if we used a secret keyword? The concept was simple, but powerful. We trained our sales team, and initially that was just us 4 founders, to use the word beautiful whenever a lead showed genuine buying intent. Someone says, for example, I want to purchase an executive assistant from you, and we would then respond, beautiful, we'd love to move forward with you. On the back end, I set up a simple script in the Google Tag Manager. So whenever the word beautiful appeared in the chat window, that would trigger a conversion event. And suddenly Google would realize this lead was valuable, even though there was just a chat conversation. We had basically created a secret handshake with Google's algorithm. And the word itself was deliberately chosen since it's not something that comes up naturally in random conversations. But it's also not so unusual that it would seem strange when we used it. It was our secret signal to the algorithm saying this person is ready to buy. But wait, it gets better. We also created a negative keyword, and this is where it gets kind of funny. The negative keyword was rats. In our industry, we get tens of thousands of job applicants every month from the countries where we recruit talent. Many of them would come through the website and chat with us to try to get hired. These interactions took up time, but had zero chance of converting to revenue. In fact, they were actively harmful because they consumed our founders' time that could have spent with actual leads. And trust me, when you're working shifts to cover chat 24/7, every minute counts. So whenever someone asked about getting hired, we would respond with, "Oh rats, I can't help you with that." That keyword was logged into a database, and that allowed us to track where this traffic came from, helping us to avoid similar traffic. I can't overstate how satisfying it was to type rats into a chat and know that we were actively making our marketing smarter with that one word. This might seem like a small optimization, but when you're paying $7 to $10 per click and processing hundreds of leads per week, these signals compound dramatically. We were feeding Google's algorithm exactly the information it needed to find more good customers and fewer bad leads. With this foundation in place, we started scaling. We expanded our keyword targeting, we added new service offerings beyond general virtual assistants like executive assistant, graphic designers, bookkeepers, customer service reps, etc. Each new vertical followed the same playbook. Identify the bottom of funnel keywords, set up the conversion tracking, make it easy to purchase, and let the data compound. We also focused heavily on upselling existing customers. Someone who hired one virtual assistant often realized they could benefit from specialized talent in other areas as well. Our software platform made it easy to manage multiple team members, so why not add a bookkeeper to handle the accounting backlog? Why not bring on a graphic designer for the marketing materials? And once people saw how well it worked with one person, they usually wanted more. This is where the managed marketplace model stood out. We weren't just throwing virtual assistants at problems, we were providing a complete solution for companies to build and manage remote teams effectively. And that's a much stickier product than just, here's a person, good luck. By early 2021, we had grown enough to raise a 2.1 million seed round. That capital allowed us then to hire a dedicated growth marketer and jumpstart a bigger scale marketing engine. But everything you're seeing in that growth curve, that exponential hockey stick everyone talks about, that was built on the foundation of those early Bootstrap days where we made every single dollar count. Then something unexpected happened, validating everything we had built around data and tracking. And honestly, this story still makes me angry when I think about it. Our sales team started reporting something strange. Every hour, multiple people were coming into our chat asking about becoming a graphic designer or inquiring about graphic design courses. We offered graphic design service, sure, but we'd never offer a training or education. It made no sense. Why would people think we were running a graphic design school? At first, it seemed like a minor annoyance, a few confused people here and there, but it escalated quickly. These fake leads were overwhelming our sales team to the point where they couldn't actually sell anymore. Imagine trying to do your job while constantly being interrupted by people asking about something you don't even offer. Our conversion rates were tanking, our costs were skyrocketing, and I dove into the data, specifically looking at these rats leads. I noticed something bizarre. The UTM parameters showed that they were coming from the ByteDance browser, which meant they were coming from TikTok. But Google doesn't work with TikTok. If anything, they're competitors for ad space. So why would our Google Ads campaign be sending us TikTok traffic? It made absolutely no sense. I had our sales team offer these people a $20 Amazon gift card in exchange for screen recordings showing exactly how they found our website, and that worked. Multiple people sent them over, and what we discovered was infuriating. Some malicious actor had created a website making it look like they were offering a course on becoming a graphic designer, but they were advertising this fake course on TikTok, driving traffic to their site and then embedding our actual Google ads on that page. And when the TikTok users clicked, they were thinking they get to learn more about graphic design, but clicked our ad and landed on our website. And we get charged for the click. The scammer was making $7 to $10 for every click they fraudulently generated, and we were paying for completely worthless traffic. Google's algorithm saw these clicks and thought, great, this is working, send more. so it just kept feeding us more and more garbage traffic. This went on for a while before we caught it, and by the time we did, we paid tens of thousands of dollars for fake traffic that would never convert. But this is where having obsessive data tracking saved us. I had concrete proof of exactly what was happening. I had the screen recording showing the scam, I had the UTM data showing TikTok as the source, and I had our RATS keyword data that shows that this was all unqualified traffic. I also had the timestamps showing the exact period when this fraud occurred. I fought with Google for about 9 months. 9 months of back and forth, sending evidence, escalating through support channels, documenting everything, probably annoying a lot of Google support staff in the process. And most companies would have given up and just eaten the loss. But we had no money to spare, and we had the irrefutable data. I was not going to let tens of thousands of dollars just disappear because some scammer tricked Google's system, and eventually Google issued us a $41,000 refund. I had actually calculated $60,000 in fraudulent charges, but honestly getting $41,000 back helped our company not die at the time. Also, it validated our approach to data tracking and analytics. Without those secret keywords, without obsessive data collection, without systems to flag anomalies, we never would have caught this fraud in the first place. We certainly wouldn't have been able to prove it to Google. We would have just continued bleeding money on fake traffic, wondering why our costs were going up while our conversions went down, probably questioning our entire business model in the process. This experience crystallized a fundamental truth about scaling a business. Data isn't just about optimization, it's about protection too. It's about understanding your business so deeply that you can spot when something's wrong before it destroys your economics. You need to know your numbers so well that when something's off, you feel it in your gut before you even see it in the spreadsheets. As we've continued to grow, we're now past $35 million in gross sales and heading toward our goal of $100 million. Every decision we make is rooted in the same data-driven approach. We're not guessing about which marketing channels work. We're not assuming that we know what customers want. We're measuring everything, testing constantly, and letting the data guide us. The remote work revolution has only accelerated since we started. More companies are comfortable with distributed teams, more workers expect flexibility, and the tools for managing remote talent keep getting better as well. We're positioned right at the center of this massive shift in how work gets done, and it's exciting to watch. Every year, remote work becomes more normalized, more accepted, more expected. We just happen to be early to the party. But none of this would have been possible without those early days of being hyper-responsive, obsessively tracking every conversion, and making every dollar count. The principles don't change as you scale. You just get better at executing them, and you sleep slightly more, which is nice. If you're curious about how remote talent could transform your business operations, I want to encourage you to book a free consultation with our team via the link in the description. We'll walk through your specific situation and show you exactly how virtual assistants can integrate into your workflow. There's no pressure, just a collaborative conversation about what's possible. Whether you're a 5-person startup or a 50-person agency, the remote work model can create leverage in your business that traditional hiring simply cannot match. The path from $10,000 to $35 million wasn't about having some secret growth hack or spending more money than other competitors. It was about understanding our customers deeply, making it incredibly easy for them to buy, tracking everything obsessively, and then being willing to roll up our sleeves and do whatever it took in those early days. 4 co-founders working shifts to answer chats at 2 a.m., manually setting up conversion tracking with covert keywords like the Secret Service, fighting with Google for 9 months over a refund. These aren't glamorous stories, but they're real. And they're the foundation that everything else was built on. As we push toward $100 million and beyond, we're still using the same fundamental approach. We've just gotten a lot better at execution, and we have more people answering chats at 2 a.m. now, which is definitely an improvement. The remote work revolution is here, and it's creating unprecedented opportunities for businesses that know how to leverage it effectively. The question isn't whether remote work will be part of your business. It's whether you'll figure it out before your competitors do, and whether you'll catch the scammers before they drain your ad budget. See you in the next video.